Hello, this is Greg from Pressure's Deer Pros. On behalf of Bill Vale, Michael Yates, and Josh Franks, we want to welcome you to Pressure Deer Pros. I'm the habitat guy on the team. I really focus on developing habitat to minimize buck dispersion from your property. Now, what does that mean? Well, let me start with what conventional people do when they come to your property. They'll say, put a food plot there, or do a hinge cut here, or do a clear cut there. But the bottom line is, doing that doesn't necessarily increase the number of bucks on your property. What I do is I take a piece of property and I divide it based on terrain or habitat change into multiple quadrants or sections. Then what I'll do is I'll try to give the buck what he needs in each of those sections. Now, really, why would you want to do that? Well, what happens is, if you get one really good buck on your property, he's mature, he's not necessarily the one with the biggest rack, but he'll be the guy with the biggest body and the toughest personality. But what happens is that buck will run most of the bucks away and really right off your property. So to prevent that or minimize it, you really can't stop Mother Nature completely, but what you can do is develop sections of your property so each one holds 2, 3, maybe 4 bucks. In my case, I have a piece of property here, 288 acres in western Michigan. I've developed a 5-year plan where I took it from having a handful of bucks, 3 or 4 or 5 bucks when I first bought this property, to now where I had, at the end of 2017 season, when I did a census with, I run 14 game cameras all the time, I had 42 bucks on this property. And to me, that's even shocking. But I've got pictures of each and every one that I can verify, and with the picture of where the camera was located. So how the heck am I doing that? I did develop a neighborhood co-op, and I can talk a little bit about that as well. But that's something that I think is kind of important. I don't think you necessarily have to do it, because if you develop your property properly, those bucks are going to stay on there. But you'll have much better success in the long run if everybody's trying to conserve those younger bucks and not shoot those 1, 2, and 3-year-olds. So that's what I really do, is I develop properties looking at maximizing the number of bucks on the property so you can have better hunting. It's that simple. With that, the only other thing I'd like to talk about for a moment is a little bit about the seminars that Pressure Deer Pros are going to be doing. These seminars are being held at what we call the Tactical Whitetail University Center, which is this location here. And this isn't just any old seminar that you would go to learn about deer behavior. It's no fooling, out in the field, going out, looking at an area, picking an ambush site. Why do we pick that stand? What winds? How do you hunt it with the wind? Because when you're hunting mature bucks, it's much, much more different and more difficult than hunting a 1, 2, or 3-year-old buck. If you don't do it correctly, if you don't use the wind correctly, you may not even ever see that buck. And if you're getting a lot of good bucks on your cameras, but you're not seeing them while you're hunting, it's exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, this university is going to be a 3-year program where we teach you the basics, and by the end of that 3rd year, you're a master hunter, and you will be able to harvest consistently mature bucks. And it's my opinion that these seminars are bar none as good as any out there as far as applying the knowledge that we have and actually training and teaching the folks what we know. So with that, this is Greg from Pressure Deer Pros. Have a great day.